Ratings mean a lot in WWE. Well, at least they used to. Because guess what, guys? We are going to do the top 5 highest rated Raw segments in WWE history. And it's really no surprise that due to this, we're going to have to cast our eyes back to the 2000s and the 90s to make this list. Because guess what? Wrestling has been dead for a severely long time. In the terms of drawing ratings that were actually fantastic, just on TV in general, wrestling has been devoid of that for a long time. Of course, a lot of factors these days where they're low, but people can blame VCRs or whatever. But TV shows have drew plenty since then, right? But let's go into the top 5 highest rated Raw segments in WWE history. Coming in at number 5, we've got This Is Your Life. Of course, very iconic segment here between The Rock and Mick Foley. This was on the 27th of September 1999. And it drew an 8.39 quarterly rating. So that's what it peaked at, which is just an insane rating. An 8.39. Look at wrestling these days, man. The numbers are diabolical. I mean, look what fucking AEW do. They can't even... They're doing like a... Right, AEW's doing like a 0.8 because they're that fucking shite. It's unbelievable how ratings can go for this, man. And then you've also got to bear in mind that Raw was competing against Nitro. That's the fucking mad thing. It's not even like it's competing against itself, it's competing against Nitro as well. To be honest though, I wasn't actually a big fan of This Is Your Life segment between The Rock and Mick Foley. I mean, it's still The Rock in the 90s, and it's still Mick Foley. There's two legends, obviously. You don't need me to talk about The Rock and Mick Foley, but from a personal standpoint, I actually wasn't a big fan of This Is Your Life segment, but at least it wasn't as bad as Alexa Bliss's This Is Your Life segment. Leave it to The Rock, leave it to Mick Foley, and that's pretty much the bottom line, as Dwayne would say. Up next, we fast forward to the only rating in the 2000s. We have the 31st of July 2000 edition of Monday Night Raw with an 8.46, so it's a 0.07 upgrade on the previous rating. And we have The Rock and Lita taking on Trish Stratus and Triple H. This is about the time where Triple H, was showing Trish some moves, some wrestling moves. He had her bent over the sofa, which Stephanie McMahon, of course, walked in on. Oh, what we'd all pay to have Trish Stratus bent over a sofa, but it is what it is. And The Rock and Lita as well. I mean, this is just wrestling. I think 2000, you'd a lack of Austin, obviously, but there was still some seriously high ratings in here from the year 2000. But for The Rock and Triple H, of course, this is going to draw high. This was like their entire feud. 2000 was The Rock versus Austin, if you know your stuff. No, The Rock versus Austin, The Rock versus Triple H. It was basically the year of that feud, and it was fucking epic, man. Take us back to this time. Oh my god. But coming in at number 3 is a very, very surprising addition to this list. We have Vince McMahon's Stooges taking on the Mean Street Posse. 10th of May 1999 edition of Monday Night Raw, and it got an 8.61. Holy frickin' moly. Pat Patterson, Gerald Briscoe taking on the Mean Street Posse got an 8.61. I think there is some logic behind this, which we'll get to a little bit later on in this video. But does this not just show you how great wrestling? No, this was brilliant. See people like slaver about this. This is just comedy. It was these two taking on the Mean Street Posse. I mean, they came out the fucking Hulk Hogan's theme song, for God's sake. I mean, that just sums up how great this was. Ripping the piss out of WCW while hoovering all the ratings after them at the same time. Come on. Just brilliant. Wrestling was so great back in the day, man. And it actually pains you when you see the state of it these days. Well, it does. It pains me as a wrestling fan. But this was the 10th of May. Pretty high rating here. But going into number 1 and 2, we're officially into the 9s. And not only that, we're actually sticking with the same episode of Raw. And we're moving on to the main event of that show, which was Triple H, Shane McMahon, and The Undertaker with Chyna, obviously in the corner of Triple H. This is like the corporate ministry, taking on Stone Cold, The Rock, and a very, very reluctant Vince and Kennedy McMahon. This, in fact, drew a 9.17. Insane ratings, absolutely insane ratings, man. This is just crazy. Absolutely crazy here, but no wonder. I mean, look at the main event. You're getting Rock and Austin teaming up with Vince McMahon to take on Shane Triple H and Undertaker. Is that not just wrestling in a match? Is that not what you fucking see? If that was happening every Monday these days, man, I wouldn't give a fuck about having to stay up to 4:30 in the morning watching it, because it'd be worth it. Entertainment, great segments, great wrestling banter. Oh man, just entertainment into the veins. Give us it. But what do we get these days, man? Dun, 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 dun. Boring Samoan bastard. Dun, 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 dun. Honestly, then you've got like, I mean, SmackDown, you've Sheamus, the Brawling Brutes. I don't know why I'm doing a Russian accent, but hey guys, come on, it just sucks, absolutely sucks. Coming in at number 1 though, we go a few months later in '99 and we get Austin versus Undertaker, 28th of June 1999, and this did it did a 9.50, and that is the highest rated segment in WWE history. So as you can see, guys, a big mixture of stars here. We've basically, constant theme is The Rock, Austin, Taker, and then a weird one of the Stooges and the Mean Street Posse, but it's all like 99, 2000. And you hear like Vince Russo, right, talk about the fact that, wrestling has sucked since the 90s. Wrestling was great in the early 2000s, right? 2000 was a fantastic year. 2001's my favourite year. I know some people don't like the Invasion, right, and all that stuff, but I mean, if you actually go back and watch it on the network week to week, you will fucking appreciate it, and that's the bottom line. But anyway, guys, that is the 5 highest rated Raw segments in WWE history. We're back with some more epic content on Fog Wrestling, but until next time, peace.